Hey guys, thank you for joining. We're still in Intersected Lines, Unit 10. And I was going to do this video just to kind of show you an end result or goal that as you're dealing with angles in the circle, I'm going to grab a different marker here. As we're dealing with angles and the circle and talking about different measures, um, wow, my kids apparently used all my markers. Hang on. we're we're trying to there's a progression that's happening in here, and for anybody that doesn't have like a heavy trigonometry background, it might not necessarily make 100% sense. I've been trying to work on the glare in these pictures, and it's not doing as good as I wanted it to, but we're going to work with it. So we have a circle. Okay, we know about our coordinate plane. Here's x, and here is y. Okay, so as we are working in this circle, we know that this is 90 degrees up here, right? We've seen that before. If we start here and we go all the way up, that would be 90. And then we go halfway around. This is 180 degrees. Oh, that's sloppy. Hold on. Let me get a black one too, and hopefully it'll show up better. Let's try this one. 180 degrees over there. And then down here, if we went 3/4, we would be at 270 degrees. And then if we went all the way back to the start, we'd be at 360 degrees. And most of us remember, okay, to go all the way around is what we call 360 degrees, right? So that's just kind of some basic knowledge that's been there for a while in our heads as adults. But what we also know is the circumference of a circle equals 2 times pi times the radius, which is the song we sing in CC a lot. So circumference of a circle equals 2 times pi times the radius, or pi 3.14 times the radius. So if in trigonometry, what happens is we get this circle and we call it the unit circle, because we say, okay, if I have a circle and its radius, so radius is the distance from the center to the edge. If this distance, it would literally on a coordinate plane that we're learning about, x, y, right? It would fall on this point. X would be 1 and y would be 0 because we haven't moved upward at all yet, okay? So if we went all the way around that circle, the total distance would be 2 times pi times the radius, but the radius is just 1. So we start to get this similar measure for angles called radian measure that we can compare and convert between degrees and radians. So if I went halfway around the circle, half of 2 pi is just pi, right? 2 pi divided by pi, and there's more glare there. Need to stop doing this in the early morning. That would be pi radians, okay? If I cut it in half again up here at 90, this would be pi divided by 2 because we cut it in half again. And if I went down here, I'm somewhere between 2 pi and pi. So if I divide that in half, what's going to happen with fraction measure is I'm going to get 3 pi over 2. Okay? So I'm 3/4 of the way around, but the way around is 2 pi, so it divides out. And then you're going to see in the curriculum, it's breaking it down more and more. There's different pages where they're comparing. So some very important angles in trigonometry are the 30-degree, which would be in radian measure pi over 6, your 45-degree, which is pi over 4, and your 60 degree, which is pi over 3. And if the thing that's great is they have to memorize, it's called the unit circle, every angle and all of the corresponding trigonometric function values of this circle if they ever want to be successful in trigonometry or anything above it, calculus, pre-calculus, all those maths this is taught in. So with them being introduced to this breakdown now and the conversions, it is essential for anyone going into higher levels of math. So I just wanted to illustrate this a little bit in case anybody was confused, but more so just so you can see why are we doing it. And it's because this is introducing them to this concept. They don't have to grasp it fully right now, but it is showing them, oh, this is how these angles relate to a circle, and then this is also how these angles are relating to this thing called radian measure. But they've learned this when they're little, from 4 and up, singing this little math song every year with CC, and they're seeing, oh, that's how it relates to the circle. And they don't even realize how important this is yet. But as they are memorizing this and getting this in their head, I wish every pre-calculus student I had when we hit the second semester and it's trigonometry had this from such a young age. So it starts to click and like, oh, I see it now. So just know that there's purpose behind it. It's let them have fun with it. Don't stress over it. But that's what's happening with these angle measures, circles. And we're just going to call this video introduction to the unit circle, because that's truly what this is and what is happening, not just in the complex level, but even in the fractions, the naturals. You're seeing this breakdown and they're starting to learn about it. So it's really neat. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. And this one's just more informational video. So thank you for tuning in and feel free to share your questions. Have a great day.